Hello, my name is Timothy, and I'm going to tell you the truth of the menorah and the difference between the 7-branch menorah versus the modern day 9-branch menorah. This is the 7 branch that is burning, and it's burning with oil, and this one burns with candles or little electric lights. This is the way God intended it to burn. Let me zoom back just a hair. Okay, this one is called the Temple Minorah. And God instructed Moses how to make this in the Bible in the year 1271 BCE for non-Christians and BC for Christians. I'll explain more of that later. In Exodus 25:31, God told Moses, "You shall make a lampstand of pure gold. Gold is perfection." Exodus 25:32, "And 6 branches shall come out of its sides, 3 branches of the lampstand out of one side, and 3 branches out the other side." So you have 3 here, and then 3 over here, and then 1 in the middle. And I'll tell you what that's for in a minute. Exodus 25:37, "You shall make 7 lamps for it, and they shall arrange the lamps so that they give light in front of it." So it's in a line. There were 7 of these lamps in the original temple, the wilderness tabernacle. In Exodus 25:40, God told Moses, "And see to it that you make them according to the pattern which was shown to you on the mountain." In other words, don't make it any other way. The 6 arms represent the 6 days of creation, and the 7th one is for God's day of rest, the one in the middle. Made of solid gold. Gold is a metaphor for perfection. God and Jesus are perfect. When lit with oil, it represents Jesus. John 8:12. "Then Jesus spoke to them, saying, I am the light of the world." I repeat that again. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world." And this lamp represents the 7 days of creation and Jesus, the light of the world. In John 10:30, Jesus said, "I and my Father are one." Now I'm going to show you something here. Hey Siri. This is the original menorah. This is called the Ark of Titus. It's in Rome, right next to the Colosseum. And it celebrates a victory that the Romans had over the temple, the second temple, when they destroyed it. And this is the original menorah that they are carrying in victory back to Rome. And this is on this is an engraving on this, the celebration of that. The Romans sacked the Jerusalem Second Temple in 70 AD. I'll explain more of that in just a little bit here. Okay, back to where we were. The 9-branch is the Hanukkah menorah, also called the Festival of Lights. Let me zoom it up here. It's used today exclusively I'm losing track of my thought here a second. This one uses candles, and it can use little miniature lights. It has 8 lamps on the sides and 1 helper one in the middle, and a Jewish star usually right there. And the one in the middle is called a shamash. It can be of any color today or any material, unlike what God originally said it had to be gold. But today it can be any color, any material. It can be metal, crystal, wood, anything that doesn't burn, porcelain. You can find them in all shapes and sizes. This menorah represents a victory celebration of when the second temple was attacked by the Syrians in 168 BC, or BCE for non-Christians. The second temple was attacked by the Syrians, and the original menorah right here did not have enough oil to keep burning during the attack. They only had 3 days of precious oil, olive oil, to burn the lamp. But through a miracle of God, they say, it burned for 8 days. So the 8 days that it burned, and at the end of the 8 days, the Jewish temple prevailed over the Syrians and won the battle. So this is really it celebrates a winning a battle, and it commemorates. It's called the Feast of Dedication in the Bible, and not referred to that too much today. It's the Hanukkah menorah today. But the Feast of Dedications rededicates the temple that was almost destroyed 200 years before, or 168 years before Jesus was born. They said it was a miracle, so they have used this menorah ever since, and they stopped using this one. Like I said, in the Bible, this one is described as used in the Feast of Dedication, or Hanukkah, also called the Festival of Lights. People think it's lit at Christmas time for Christmas, but it's not. It's to celebrate the victory of the Jewish people over the Syrians during the time of the Second Temple, and that is the temple that Jesus destroyed. Also, the Feast of Dedication, Hanukkah, is not one of the festivals instituted by God through Moses as part of the law. God created the 7th branch with Moses in 1271 BCE or BC, and the temple was attacked in 168 BCE or BC. The original one, this one, was used for a little over 1,000 years by God's chosen people. When the temple was attacked in 168 BC, they quit using this one and started using this one. And today, the 7-branch one is supposed to be never lit. I guess I'm breaking the rules here, but I'm not Jewish. This one is to be never lit because it represents Jesus. I am the light of the world. And it's in the Jewish tradition, it's to only be used for decoration. This one is the one to be used. This one is never to be used. Only for decoration to remember the old days of the Bible. The 7th branch has not been used in over 2,000 years. This one, the original one of God, has not been used in over 2,000 years. It's for decoration only, and it is the original menorah of God in the temple. that he instructed Moses how to make. The 9 branch here is used exclusively by rabbis and synagogues today, and it is forbidden to light this one by the rabbis and the Jewish Talmud, which is their laws. Jesus attended the celebration in the Bible. And in John 10:22, it says, "Now it was the feast of dedication in Jerusalem, and it was winter." So Jesus attended the rededication of the temple that was built 200 years before he was born. And they were celebrating that with this menorah, not God's menorah. I guess that's where they kind of got into an argument. John 10:22. Okay, I just read that. Now it was the feast of dedication in Jerusalem, and it was winter. John 23, and Jesus walked into the temple in Solomon's porch. That's the second temple. That's the temple that was destroyed. So it was the original temple was destroyed, and then the second temple was built, and Jesus was walking in it. John 10:24 to 10:31, Jesus said, "I and my Father are one." In 10:31, it says, the Jews then took up stones again to stone him. And then later, the Sanhedrin, which is the Jewish court, had Jesus crucified. John 2:19, Jesus answered them in the temple, "Destroy this temple, and I will raise it up in 3 days." Jesus was not talking about destroying the temple physically. In 3 days, Jesus arose and started a new religion called Christianity, what God originally intended. Jesus said that in Matthew 24:2, Jesus says, "I say to you, not one stone shall be left here upon another that shall not be thrown down." And in 70 AD, the temple was totally destroyed by the Romans, and I showed you their victory celebration of General Titus, who destroyed it. The Romans captured all their gold and silver, and their gold menorah was captured. The original one, this one that I showed you on the computer screen here. The original one was probably melted down and made into Roman coins. Jesus fulfilled the prophecy that the temple would be destroyed, completely leveled, and it was. Now footnotes. 70 AD or 70 BCE or 70 CE is when the temple was destroyed. CE means Common Era, which is what the Jewish people believe in. They don't believe in Jesus, so they don't believe in BC or AD, because that would be believing in Jesus. Most Jews today, Jewish people, reject and do not believe in Jesus Christ and that he was the Son of God. That's why they use this menorah, not this one, because it represents Jesus. Nowhere in the Bible does it mention a Star of David, which is right here. Nowhere can that be found in the Bible. You can do some research and say what they say that star really is, but I'm not going to go into that now. That might be another video. Once again, my 7 branch is just about to run out of oil. I just now learned how to use the thing. But anyway, it's to be used only for decoration. I'm going to blow it out here. It's to be used only for decoration. This is the one that is supposed to be used in religious ceremonies by rabbis and in synagogues. Thank you for watching my video. Hope you enjoyed it.